Is this the perfect fit for Deep Rock Galactic, going roguelite survival? I would say the potential is certainly here, and I love what they're trying to do here. Combining mining with a roguelite shell is a smart idea, and a nice twist on the genre I hadn't thought of. The game as of release into early access have 3 maps, or biomes, with 5 difficulties, or hazards as the game calls it. You have 4 characters to choose from, each character have 3 classes. After you're done picking what you want to play, you're dropped into the first level of the biome. Each biome have 5 levels, with a boss at each level and a big final boss at the 5th level. The game is an auto shooter, meaning that it shoots for you. The only thing you do in the game is walking and choosing upgrades. If you walk towards rocks, your character will start mining the rocks in front of you, making a path or mining the resources. Vampire Survivors can do the same thing. That's also an auto shooter. It shoots for you. All you do in that game is moving, and a lot of games in this genre do this. I don't think it fits for this game very well. I would love to be able to aim myself, at the very least have the option to aim for myself. All too often the game right now doesn't shoot where I want it to shoot, and I also want to be more involved in the gameplay. Visually, I think it's weird that the bullet just shoots straight out of the character. I mean, he's not even holding a gun or anything. I don't like how it looks. Levitating guns or a mechanical arm that is holding the guns would look so much better. As I mentioned, each biome is broken down into 5 levels. On each level you have a timer at the top that will show you what will happen during the level. You will have a few horde levels spawning a shit ton of enemies. They will approach from every direction and try to kill you. You will also have a drop pod that will come down. Here you have to clear the surrounding area in order to get it down. This will grant you an item for the rest of the run. A little hacks here is that the drop pod does a shit ton of damage. So if you save it for the level's boss and bring it down on the boss, it will instantly kill the boss. The final boss of each biome will also drop to half health if you get the pod down on it. Very useful and very easy to accomplish. Each biome bring a different flair, and each level is a bit different. There are a lot of walls that you can mine through, creating pathways, avoiding enemies or go around them. There are 2 currencies you can mine to purchase upgrades between levels. These are very valuable to go for, as the assortment of upgrades are more than when you level up. You can also restore HP, and they're pretty cheap. Then you also have red crystals that you can mine for HP, and finally you have 6 rare crystals that you can mine for permanent upgrades between runs. As you kill enemies, they will drop XP. You will level up quite often in the game, not as often as Soulstone Survivors, but they usually end a run at the level 40 or closer to 50 or so. When you level up, you get to choose one of 3 upgrades that differ in rarity. These are just stat boosts that range from like 3% to 50% in different stats. At level 10, 15 and 25, you also get to choose another weapon. The game have over 40 weapons in early access. You won't have access to all of these at the start. You have to unlock characters and their classes in order to get all the weapons. The weapons ranges from machine guns, rifles, pistols, miniguns, turrets, shotguns, you name it. It's a bunch of weapons here. The weapons can also be leveled up. When you level up your character, stats for guns will also show up and will be a boost for the gun. The first time you equip a new weapon, it can be leveled up 10 times. When you die or complete a run, the next time you get a gun, it can now be leveled up to 18. At weapon level 6, 12 and 18, you can now overclock the gun. This is basically a bigger stat boost for the gun. For me, this should be gun altering abilities, like completely change the build of the gun or make it insane in some way. The last upgrade at level 18 is kind of this, but yeah, it's the last ability, so it's kind of too late. I would love some kind of synergy between the guns as well. I've had a few runs where I really feel overpowered, but not nearly enough. When you die or complete a run, you can in the menu make some permanent upgrades. There are 12 that ranges from more damage, faster reload, more XP, more HP. Yeah, these are all very standard and very boring. I mean, I have leveled up reload speed 4 times out of 12, and I've only gained 8% from it. It's not very significant or interesting, but like a more interesting or cooler system that gave you some crazy shit, not just a few boring stat boosts. As I mentioned, the game is in early access, so a lot of things can change in a year, or however long they want to keep it in early access. I do see a lot of potential here. The core gameplay is fun for a time. It gets a bit repetitive with the same objectives or events on every level. I know they have a list of things they want to add into the game, and I like what's on the list. The game's premise is a really cool idea, a roguelite where you can mine. It opened up some really cool strategies, as I usually mine around enemies to avoid them or to funnel them to me in a line to easily kill them. But I think the game needs more interesting upgrades and weapons. I would love to be able to aim manually. Some other game modes like Endless, and a lot more variety in the objectives on each level. More enemy types would be nice as well. And where is the co-op? The regular game is amazing in co-op. I think this could be cool in co-op as well. But yeah, I think the game is off to a good start and could be a really good game when it launches into 1.0. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one, bye.